Today I'm going to show you how you can take all of your process photos and collage them in a step-by-step order to better show the AP readers your thought process. So you can see here I have my reference photo, I have my sketch, and then I have some detailed images outlining the process of creating my image. On the bottom left, I've even added a detailed snapshot to show them a clearer picture of some of the items that are happening in the painting. So I'm going to start at the beginning and show you how I did this. First, you should have a lot of process photos that you've taken along the way. If you're like me, most of your process photos have some things in them you don't want the readers to see. So on your left-hand toolbar, if you double-click these little arrows, your toolbar will stack side by side. You click and hold on the second tool down, that's your lasso tool. You can get the Polygonal Lasso tool, which allows you to outline things with straight edges. So I'm going to click and let go on the corner of my painting, and I'm going to click on each edge, and I'm just clicking and letting go with my mouse, and then I'm coming back to that starting point. I'm going to click and let go. Now you see these little dancing ants appear. I want to keep what's selected, so I'm going to go Control C to copy, and then I'm going to come over to a new document that I want to be bigger so I can paste all of these items. So if I go File, New, I want to change it to inches instead of pixels, and I'm going to make a huge document that I will shrink when I'm finished, but I need a lot of room to work. So now I've copied my image. If I go Control V like Valentine, I can paste it, and I can take my top left move tool and I can move this image up here. Now, if the image was crooked, I could do View Rulers, and you can see here I've got these rulers on the top and the left side. And from those, I can click and hold, and I can pull down guides that allow me to get to the top and bottom of my image. So if it was crooked, this would allow me to come in and Control T to transform and right-click Skew to move things in and out until they better hit my edges. Now, for this example, I have already pasted all of my images onto my document. So now that I have this big document, I can click and drag and move them where I want to. And when I'm happy with how it looks, I can go Layer, Flatten Image. It's okay to hide anything that's hidden. And I'll go File, Save As. Save on my computer, and I want to save as a JPEG. There's 3 different JPEG options. Always pick the first one. And now I'll put a little 1 after this so I know what I'm doing. Now I'm going to save that, and I'm going to say OK to the options that appear. Now remember I said this was really big. I made it 40 by 60. So I'm going to go Image, Image Size, and I'm going to shrink that because there's no way I can upload this to the College Board site at that size. So I'm going to shrink it down to at least 15 because I still want a big image, but I want them to be able to upload to their site. And you can still clearly see my process here. Now, I want to show you how I made this circle here. So I'm going to go back to my PSD version here. And I want to show you how I made this circle. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this picture. And if you look on your toolbar, the top right tool, you should see a rectangular marquee tool. It looks like a little dancing ant square. If you click and hold, you can get the elliptical, and I can click and drag and focus in on whatever area I want to. So I just have to be real conscious about where I'm highlighting, and then I can go Control C. I can come to my blank document, Control V to paste, and then I can go back and Control T transform and make it as big or as small as I want to. So it's really up to you how you go through and collage your final item and how you make it look. What you want to do, just to recap, is open all of your pictures on Photoshop, so you've got all of them. Remember, I went through and I took the Polygonal Lasso tool and I clicked and let go on all of my edges until I got the dancing ants, and then I went Control C to copy, and I went to my new document, and I'm gonna clear these guides so you can see what I'm doing. And I went Control V, like Valentine, to paste. So now I've got my item here, and again, you want to make sure it's straight. So you can see mine's skewed a little off. So if you view rulers, you can click and hold on those rulers, drag your lines down, drag them over, and I just always go to the closest edge. And then I can go Control T for transform, and I can right click and skew, and now I can pull these edges until they line up with my guide. So now everything's looking pretty straight. And I just hit enter to apply that. And then to get rid of those guides, you can just go view guides, clear guides, and now they're all gone. So now let's say these are the pictures I want to have in my collage. I can click on them to move them around, place them where I want to. Let's say this is the look I'm going for. And then on the left-hand toolbar, the third tool down is a crop tool. You can drag your edges in to crop out any extra white space. And I'm just going to double click to apply that. Oops. So let's say that's what I want. I can again layer, flatten image, file, save as. Name it something you'll remember. Make sure you're saving it as a JPEG, first of the JPEG options, and then hit save. Say OK to the box that appears, and then check your image size, and make sure it's not too big. Mine's too big, so I'm going to drop it down to 15. And then I will resave that, file save. And now it's a much better size. One last piece of advice, if you don't see a navigator or your layers so that you know what you're doing, everything lives under window on the top. So you can go window and you can open your navigator and you can open your layers. Everything's in alphabetical order. It's really easy to find. All right, I hope this helps you guys with your AP process collages.